loading ammunition in the South Pacific, right?
Mm-hmm.
5-inch shells. These little boats came in from this ammunition ship and pulled up on the beach, and our job was to pick up these 5-inch shells, go over and put them in the truck. Okay?
When was this?
November 10th, 1944, in Manus Island. Hear me out.
Well, you can tell the story.
The truck took us up to the mountains. They had dug holes with a tin roof, and our job was to put these shells inside on racks. We're standing there talking, and down below is the harbor with a lot of ships.
And where was this exactly? Manus?
Manus,
And where?
Admiralty Islands.
Okay.
There was the most horrendous. Are you taping this?
No.
There was the most horrendous explosion that you ever heard or saw. It went up like you could not believe. I'll show you pictures of it. I'm going to bring pictures. I have them.
So you heard the sound first?
Huh?
You heard the sound first? Did you feel a shockwave from it?
Yes.
Afterwards?
Yes. It was... the explosion happened like, I'm going to say, down to your corner. Right here.
Down there.
All right, where you go out and down to the corner. All right. And, well, no, maybe a little further. Down to where the Jews have their temple down that road.
Well, it's a community church. Jews, Christians, yeah.
Well, yes, synagogue.
Yeah.
You know where it's at?
Well, it's an old church. Synagogue, Christian, everything.
Well, whatever. Well, anyhow. So, the truck driver took us back down to where we had been getting the shells from these small boats which came. And he said, my God, that ammunition ship is blown up. His name was the Mount Hood. And a chief petty officer was running up and down. We need volunteers to go out to help those who are wounded and hurt. I mean, the ships, the ammunition ship had disappeared. There was no more. And under the ammunition ship, it had gouged a 30-foot hole from the force. Well, they took us out there on these little boats, and I climbed up and went on this big cargo ship, which was completely wrecked. Danny, there was dead people, young, which had been young, healthy men, boys, parts of them all over. I could not believe what I'm looking at. I had never seen a dead person. And all these young men with their intestines and their legs and their heads. And our job, they wanted us to pick up the pieces, which we did. I was unbelievable. I couldn't believe what I was doing. I'm picking up human parts, legs and arms and heads.
Well, didn't you feel disgusted or throw up or anything? Or
well, let me finish. And they had a big table, and you would bring that part over to the table, and they had what they call a big roll of canvas, heavy canvas, and they would roll out a piece, and you would put 3 or 4 parts on there, and then they had a hand sewing machine, believe it or not, and they would cut it, and they would sew it into like a big bag.
Yeah.
You picked up this bag and you took it over to the edge of the ship and you handed it down. They were waiting with small boats to get the bag. And all of the blood ran out on my clothes from the bottom of, you know when you lift the bag up? Well, the stitches were not that close. And all the blood ran out all over my legs and shoes. And all of a sudden I started to puke. And I went over to the side I'm puking my guts out, handing out this bag of body parts. And we did that until all the main body parts on the deck was picked up. And then they took us ashore. Me with my absolute bloody pants and shoes, which I had trouble trying to get changed into something else.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I wanted to tell you. Anyhow.
All right.
All right. I'm good.